Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Anastasia coming at you from beautiful Cusco, Peru. I feel like every time I have conversations with meat eaters, I learn a little bit more about how to talk to them next time. I don't always necessarily have like the best response for things in the moment. It's, you know how it is. It's kind of hard to like come up with things on the spot sometimes. But I think about conversations that I have with people, and then later on I come up with like maybe better ways I could have handled it, or just basically just thoughts for the future that could be helpful. The other day I was Skyping with someone that I'm really close with from back home, and I don't really know how, but we got on the topic of my veganism, and that person doesn't necessarily know a lot about veganism. They know I am vegan, but it's not something we talk about a lot because we don't really want to argue about it. So I was just talking a little bit about like the usual stuff you bring up when you're discussing it with a meat eater, like your reasons, like how terrible animal agriculture is for the animals, for the environment, and how bad meat is for you as a person, your health. She said something along the lines of, well, I understand that veganism is something that's really important to you, but you have to understand that there are things in my life that I prioritize much higher than meat eating, and I just like, those are the things that I focus on, and it's just different than what you focus on. And like, I can understand kind of where she's coming from, but at the same time, I don't think that's correct. Like, that argument doesn't really have any legs to stand on. I just wanted to talk about 3 points that I think that contradict kind of that argument, if you can call it an argument. It wasn't really an argument, we were having a conversation. So anyway, the first one is veganism doesn't have to be like your whole identity. Like, obviously there are people like me on YouTube and who write blogs and who make it a priority to like spread the vegan message, but you don't have to only be a vegan. Like, that doesn't have to be your whole identity. Just don't eat meat, dairy, and eggs, and focus on whatever else is more important to you than that. But it can really just be like a subtle thing. Like, you don't have to be up like me, like always talking about it, but you should do it to reduce the impact you have on the world, on the animals, on your health. Like, it can be a secondary thing. Like, it doesn't have to be like everything to you. You can be a Republican, a Democrat, you can be interested in video games, reading, you can be like a nerd, you can be an athlete, you can have any other personality traits along with veganism that you want. Like, it's not your whole identity. So that's my first point. My second point is veganism should really be a given. Like, it's not something like, oh, I prioritize something more than veganism. If you wouldn't kill an animal yourself to eat it, then you shouldn't be paying somebody else to do it. And I just think that that should be like a given for anyone like who is a decent moral person, like especially for spiritual people. You don't necessarily have to be spiritual, but if you think of yourself as like a just moral person, why would you support acts being done to someone else that you wouldn't do yourself? Basically, don't pay other people to do your dirty work for you because you can't do it. Like, you shouldn't be supporting it. And thirdly, just saying it isn't important enough to me really isn't a good enough excuse in and of itself, because it really should be important to you, because it affects your health adversely to eat red meats and dairy and egg products, and it is destroying the planet that you live on. You live on Earth. You need Earth to keep you alive. You need the atmosphere to block the rays of the ultraviolet light, and you need soil that has like the proper nutrients to grow plants to eat. And like, we are destroying the integrity of the soil, we're destroying our oceans, we're destroying the air. Like, it should be important to you. I don't understand this argument like, I don't care. Like, if you have kids, like, the next generation after them, like, might not have, there won't be fish in the ocean for them, there won't be clean air, like, you, why don't you care? I don't understand. Other things can be more important to you, but this should be a priority as well because it's better for you physically. It is the most disease preventive diet, as we have seen, or as proven by the China study, like the most in-depth study on nutrition pretty much ever conducted, I think. It's better for the environment, like the environment which keeps you alive, and it's better for the animals, like you don't have that on your conscience. So to recap, your whole identity doesn't have to be vegan. It should be a given that if you're a moral person, you don't pay other people to do immoral things. Saying it's not important to me is a cop-out, because if you're a good person, basically, you wouldn't be doing these things. Don't come up with these mental justifications and act like you don't care when you do, because it directly affects you. Okay, guys, sorry about that. That one was a little rambly, and I was a little bit more not nice, as I am usually. But it's just, when I hear things like this, I feel like I need to respond to them in case any of my viewers come across the same really, like, childish in a way kind of excuses, these mental justifications so that people can feel better about doing things that they normally wouldn't. They normally wouldn't be involved in. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have heard an excuse like this, tell me how you respond to it. Let me know in the comments below. If you're struggling with any aspect of veganism, I'd love to come up with some advice for you. Ask your questions below. If you want to connect with me more, you can follow me on my Instagram, or you can check out my travel/cooking blog, which is linked below as well. And until next time, wander on, my vegan travelers. I love my new scarf, you guys. Alright, bye.